All right, so today we are topping off the barrels that are in our storage facility. That involves choosing a barrel of the same wine. In this case, I'm doing the 2019 Double Diamond Merlot. And I'm taking it out of this barrel here. I'm gonna put it in this bucket. And then from this bucket, I'm going to put it into a pitcher. And from the pitcher, I'm going to pour it into the barrel. And that seems like an awful lot of steps, but whenever you have all your barrels stored in your storage facility on the racks, you don't want to move them around a whole lot because the vibrations could possibly be bad for the wine. Not always, but the less you touch them, the better. So this, multi-step process really is the best way to do it, and it takes a long time, but it's better than having a lot of airspace on the top of your barrel. All right, we are heading over to the barrel that we're going to top off. And each of these barrels takes a couple of these pitchers before it's completely full again. I've got my manual workstation here where I'm keeping track of which barrels I'm doing. And I've got my coffee, very important. And we're doing this one way up here at the top. And basically, you just, you look in there while you're pouring and hope that you don't pour it all over the ground, which I have done many times. Even with a flashlight, it's really hard to see in these barrels, so I'm really going more off sound than anything. And then once I start getting close to the top, then I'll get my flashlight and really look at it. But it's slow going. You pour slow so that you don't spill over the side. Some of you may be wondering why I'm not using a funnel. It's actually harder with a funnel because then you really can't see what you're doing and you can't hear the wine going in the barrel. Oh, there's my timer. So along with topping off barrels today, I'm also sparging nitrogen through my tanks. So these tanks aren't completely full to the top, which means there's airspace in here. This particular tank, it's only filled up to about right here. So I've got all that airspace, or what we call headspace in the wine. And mixed up in there is oxygen, and we don't want oxygen in there mixing with our wine because it'll make it oxidize quicker than what we want it to. So what we're doing to help mitigate that is I'm sparging nitrogen through the wine. So down here in my sight glass, I have a nitrogen bubbler, and it's producing those little tiny nitrogen air bubbles, and they're actually getting pushed into the wine. They'll rise up to the top, and then they'll cover the top of the wine with a blanket of nitrogen. And nitrogen is, of course, heavier than some of the other gases that are in there, so that's going to keep the oxygen from touching the wine. Now, the nitrogen will eventually mix with the rest of the air that's in there because you can't always get it completely out of there. The nitrogen just won't stay sitting there forever. So we have to do this about every 2 weeks. And that's about it. So I'm gonna let this run for a good 40 minutes and then I'll take it out and move it to the next wine.